checking in. Nice to meet you. Today we're going to break down our 3 most popular trips: El Salvador, Guatemala, Panama. Stay tuned. Get your pen and pad out. Let you know if this is something you can do as well. Like we talking about, we're gonna break it down for you. You already know the live adventurous way, especially when you fly into Central America. You want to be under $500. You want to be under 500 buckaroos. 500 buckaroos. All right, guys. First thing first, always want to start with your flights. Always want to start with your flight, especially when you fly in Central America. Don't overpay. You want to be in that good pocket, right? So you want to be under $500 for any one of your flights, unless you're booking something last minute. So as you already know, for example, our El Salvador trip is only $434, if I'm not mistaken. And then, all right, Panama flight ticket was $465, so $465, still under that $500 range, right? El Salvador, we cut it a little bit close. El Salvador was $489. And Guatemala, hey, we cut it close with El Salvador, but for Guatemala, we definitely came in the clear. It was at $398, roughly $398 for flights. So just between those 3 countries, you can see Guatemala was the cheapest.
All right, guys, let's talk about the house over our head. Let's talk about the Airbnb. So in Panama was the most expensive at $624. We had El Salvador next coming in at $534. And then lastly, we had Guatemala coming in at the cheapest at $390. Now, each stay, gorgeous. Each stay was beautiful. All had great views. All were they were pretty immaculate. Everything had its perks and amenities and things like that. But obviously, Panama was the more expensive option, mainly because Panama's economy is a lot bigger, more booming. All great stays for sure.
So which one would you say is your favorite? Which one is your favorite? Favorite state? Like place. You gotta take this place with you and bring it somewhere. You know, everything included, amenities, you know, views. Which one is your favorite? Your opinion. No pressure. They just watch.
I would say in terms of amenities and the view, I would have to go with Panama. And I think Panama had the best amenities, the most amenities. If I were going in terms of cost, I think I'm gonna go with Guatemala City, because I mean, it had just the amount of the same amenities, just the scale and the upscale of the amenities, just a lot better, a lot newer, a lot more modern, a lot nicer. But I mean, the view in Guatemala City was gorgeous and things like that. Panama reminds you of a downtown Miami.
Sure.
But if I'm going for cost, I'm going Guatemala City, hands down. Not to say that El Salvador could be left off.
El Salvador,
El Salvador had a beautiful view, but
had a mountain
view. But I mean, Guatemala City had mountain view and city view, so you can't beat it.
That's true.
Hey, boat coast, radio boat, so I'll take both for sure. So.
All right, guys, next category, transportation. Like we always say, we try to be as centrally located as possible, right? We try to pick the most walkable areas so that way we don't have to spend too much on transportation. But the cost for transportation, Ubering for the most part, in Panama we spend $98 overall on Ubers and things like that. In El Salvador, we spent $87. And in Guatemala, we spent a grand total of $16 on Ubers. So obviously, we were walking around mostly in Guatemala, right? And then even in El Salvador, that big portion of that was when we drove all the way to El Tunco, right? So that was when we drove El Tunco. And then even in Panama, I think for the most part, we went to the other side of downtown. Or we went to Accommodation all those times, right? Accommodation back and forth with it. But you can see, guys, very affordable, right? Obviously, Guatemala City was the most affordable, but again, right, if you want to travel to these countries and just get on your feet, you can save some money, right? Save some money on that alone, right?
All right, my favorite part of everything is the food and drink. That's what makes traveling. The culture is infused with the food. The food is infused with the culture. So let's talk food and drinks. Panama, Panama came in at a whopping $446. Let's talk Guatemala City, came at $422, pretty close. But El Salvador, man, El Salvi came in at $198. Now let me tell you, first of all,
how was that possible? What they call cap? How was that possible? Let's break it down.
I'll break this down for you. Combined between Panama and Guatemala City, I had more drinks at one sitting in El Salvador than I had in the entire duration of both those trips combined. I kid you not, I got cut off at this spot. I had tried everything almost on this menu, and each drink came in at like $1.25. You talking mojitos? I had 3 mojitos in one sitting and then started to try everything else.
Yeah.
And then they cut me off. I'm not joking. I mean, it had to be 24, 25 things on that.
Then we had the chicken. We had the chicken and rice between both of us, only $5. It's the local restaurant, like, dog.
Listen, and a cup of juice.
And you couple, yeah. So yeah.
Cheapest place. That's why I keep El Salvador. If you look for the most affordable, El Salvador, great food, great people, but the food and drink, the cheapest you will find. I'm gonna say it right now. We haven't been to all of the other Central American. We're getting there. We're slowly but surely. But I can bet El Salvador is going to be top 3, not 3, most cheapest, the more affordable food and drink options.
And also, guys, keep in mind when we eating that in Panama and as well as Guatemala City, we having like big boy dinners, right? Steak, lobster, surf terminal, ate like seafood a lot. So we eating big as well. So it's still like half the cost as a U.S. restaurant, right? Or wherever facility you want to eat at. So keep all these numbers in mind as we break it down, guys. All right, guys. So essentially, activities range between those 3 countries. Activities range from free all the way to up to $178, right, guys? You can do a lot on your feet, guys. Just looking around, sightseeing. But if you want to get a guide or something, guys, you can cost anywhere from $10 to $30, right? Depending on which country. But again, very affordable, right? And then also you can hike the volcanoes. Those usually anywhere from $100 or less, right? Or you can go on the boats and whatnot. Boats again, with something like that's about $150, things like that. So guys, you can come out here and have a good time without necessarily breaking the bank, i.e. balling on the budget. But we're just telling you guys how to do it, how to go about it. You gotta be planned, you gotta be organized, and you gotta have your money right.
All right, guys, let's talk about the nightlife. Panama, what was that, Castro Viejo?
Costco, yeah.
Cool place, rooftops. You can.
Oh, most rooftops for sure.
Most rooftops in Panama. I mean, the high rise is just like we said earlier in the video. It's like a Miami, kind of on steroids, honestly. It's bigger than Miami. Yeah. And lots to do, lots to see. But one of the areas that we hung out at the most was Castro Viejo. Great downtown, all walkable, great cigar shops, great rooftop bars, wine bars, food everywhere, best food around and things like that. And so, in terms of price, it is going to be more expensive than the other 2 by far, just because it is a little bit more upscale. It is more comparable to your metropolitan areas such as Miami, Chicago, LA, and that price is going to be a little bit higher, but it's still not in that range of $15 to $25 a drink. Maybe you do bottle service in downtown Miami or downtown LA, which is going to run you $500 to $750 for a bottle of Tito's, right?
There you go.
In Panama, you're looking at maybe $150, $200 per bottle for bottle service and things like that. So if you can see that scale and things like that, if you go to El Salvador and get a bottle, that bottle will damn near cost you $45 for bottle service.
At scale, yeah.
And at scale, $45. And I kid you not, $45. And then you get Patron, maybe $55. In El Salvador is going to be the cheapest. You got beach clubs in El Salvador, right in Surf City. El Tunco, you can hang out there. You can hang out by the water and things like that, drink it up. Nice rooftops down there as well. Guatemala City, the same, kind of the same thing. Nice vibe, a little bit more chill. I'm sure you can find other like nightclubs and things like that. We went into a cool little basement club thing like that. But you know, us, we don't stay out too late and go crazy like we used to when we were younger. But you know, you can find that vibe if you're looking to raise the roof, raise a little hell and things like that. Project X style. Be careful, you're in a different country, but listen, El Salvador, pound for pound, I think nightlife, for me personally, I would bet on El Salvador.
El Salvador. Okay. So you take El Salvador, Panama. Okay. With Panama, they got all the rooftops, right? Not a lot of rooftops, but not in half the cost of all of it. But
okay, so what would you rank for that?
Out of nightlife, I don't know. I'm giving it Panama. I'm giving Panama. Yeah, I'm giving Panama. Because you got views, right?
That's fair.
Got so many freaking rooftops, bro. Like every other one had a rooftop.
You got the city, and then you have the ocean as well.
Which was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was spot. One spot was that. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. Safety. Let's talk safety. They're all safe, guys. In our opinion, right? Keep in mind, we keep our head on our swivel, but overall, it's pretty safe, guys. You don't have to tuck yourself in at 8 o'clock at night, right? You're afraid to come outside. So safety, just be smart, be wise, keep your head on a swivel, use common sense at all times. But they're all pretty much safe, guys. We were out late night, hanging out, getting food, relaxing, and just kind of meeting people and mingling and socializing, right? So it's pretty safe. Language barrier, I would say Panama's a little bit more.
Panama's the easiest in that.
Easiest to navigate. But overall, I would say you get around, right? People are patient and willing to work with you and have an understanding of what you're trying to do, right?
El Salvador is definitely the hardest. Second would be Guatemala, but then last, in terms of being the easiest to navigate, Panama will be by far the easiest. Everyone speaks English and Spanish in Panama. El Salvador, that was a little tricky. Not everybody is speaking. No one, honestly. Very few people, not even people at the airport, were speaking English at all. Even Guatemala City, we found that out too. And that's the best places. The places that are untapped, where you have to go in and you are truly a tourist. Like, you are truly in their country. So don't bring that foolishness in there, Ken. Don't bring that in there, Ken. You are in their country. Don't expect them to speak English. You have to bring to the table, study on the plane, know and formulate a few sentences in their language, which is Spanish. Figure out how to navigate their world because you are in their country. Understand that.
All right, with all that being said, guys, let us know your dream destination. Let us know what you're picking. Panama, El Salvador, Guatemala. Like, comment, subscribe below. Eventually, the world's yours.